In Manchester, let's get through all the latest Manchester United news. Manchester United recovering already from what has been a horrendous week in the transfer window. Let's not try and smooth over what has happened. Ultimately, United have missed out on several targets. I'm not going to bring you much better news with another 2 targets this morning. We are going to bring you positives which look like could be potential moves for Alex Scott. But we're just going to break this news down as it is. People seem to think that I am constantly trying to run the positive on what is happening. It's just real. It's just honest. And it is just what is happening right now. Manchester United have to act. They have to act quickly now in this market because other clubs are coming in. There is plenty of time. And this was put across in the Athletics podcast last night. David Ornstein saying Manchester United are going to go away, lick their wounds and come back, reassess everything. Tick, 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 tick. Unfortunately, the time for assessing, the time for monitoring, and the time for Manchester United to look at what is available has gone. We are now dealing with what's left. And this is where I think a lot of Manchester United fans are ready for ringing the necks of the Ineos board and whoever they have put in place at the moment. And I get it. I do. I fully get the anger and frustration amongst this fan base at the moment. Alex Scott is hopeful, though. We're going to get into what's been said on this. And bear in mind, I know there's probably quite a few people are thinking this is just going to go down the same road as it did with Matheus Fernandes. If we're going to bid 70 to 80 million for Alex Scott, why didn't we do it for Fernandes? As I explained yesterday, we did, but the thought was that if we'd have matched Spurs' bid, which we didn't really think was value anyway, Spurs would have gone higher. They have a lot of money to spend at the moment, Spurs, and are not scared of spending it with the finances that are in place. They're in a much better financial situation because of their low spending over the last decade and their low wage bill with the new financial fair play rules coming in. So they've taken full advantage of it. Well done, Spurs. Ambition? Yes. Making sure that they don't fall into the same trap again? Yes. They're going for it. They are going for it, and they've taken everyone by surprise. And that's why we're talking now about Alex Scott, because I like Alex Scott. I think he's a great player. I would take him in my team straight away. Did I have other targets in mind that I would have preferred? Yeah, I did. I thought Man United should have been getting the likes of Elliot Anderson if we could, get Sandro Tonali, and other players like Matheus Fernandes. Just didn't expect the prices to be what they were. So why is it so different with Alex Scott then? Why are United going in and spending potentially 80 million Alex Scott when we've just let these transfers go? That's your question. That's what people are asking. That's what people are going to be saying. How come we didn't get that deal done? Maybe it's the wages being cheaper. Maybe it's the overall package of things. Now, the message that came out of yesterday from Manchester United is that they're willing to spend, they're willing to go big, but it's the overall package which they're willing to spend on, not a overhyped transfer fee on top of ridiculous wages. Elliot Anderson reported the 300 grand a week. Sandro Tonali reported 300 grand a week. Fernandes reported 250 grand a week. I think this is where United have fallen short. I think this is where Manchester United are not willing to go. But we'll see, and we'll find out in time. And we'll find out if them actual wages are realistic and if them reports are true on them other players that Man United have missed out on. That will be interesting to see because they're all just stories at the moment. I'm not going to say that they're confirmed wage prices, but let's see when they do come out. That might be why United have moved away. United have been backed into a corner and are now being forced into action in this transfer window. This is now not a plan. This is now a rethought over and reactional plan in this transfer window. This is the point I was trying to get across yesterday, but it didn't come across right. I've looked back on some of the video and there is a bit of toing and froing. Probably a little bit of me reacting to people being negative towards me. Probably should have just ignored them muppets and just got into the general gist of what was really going on. So again, when we look at what is actually happening right now and where Manchester United are and my thoughts on what is going on, Alex Scott is a move for Manchester United out of need rather than what they want. I've said need and want before, and I've used it in several different conversations about Manchester United's transfer window. I'm not going to tell you that this is the plan, this is the best thing that can happen. I'm just going to talk about what's left and what happens next, because that's all we can talk about now. Alex Scott is a player Manchester United have spoken to, is a player that's on board with Manchester United's project. He would move to Manchester United, but Bournemouth don't want to sell. They're the facts. That's where we're at with this one. There was a report going out last night, which I didn't believe, which was that United have already made a bid for Alex Scott. The thing is with this, is there are 2 other clubs waiting in the wings alongside Manchester United, alongside for Alex Scott, and the bid that could potentially go in from United. United have to move now. Arsenal have got Arsenal are looking at potential moves for Bruno Guimaraes, and obviously they're looking at Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers is their top target, and he is priced at 130 million. That might have just put the stoppers on Arsenal moves for potentially Alex Scott. Does this give United the advantage? This looks like it could do, but still, Bournemouth aren't selling. So, how does this move happen for Manchester United? They're going to have to do something, Ineos, that they don't like. They're going to have to go out of their comfort zone and bid higher for a player like they were being forced to with Matheus Fernandes. If they don't adapt to this market, then we're going to end up buying players from overseas that have got no Premier League experience. It's as simple